today on Limited Fresh Pops, we're going to have another really fun video for you. We're going to be doing some testing of hard Funko Pop Protectors. So you guys all know about the Funko stacks. You can buy them at different stores like Target, Walmart, GameStop, whatever. These are Funko Pop Protectors. But you guys already know, these ones aren't the world's best. Tops come off pretty easily, okay? You know, not the world's greatest. They're good, they stack, but that's not what we're here to review today. We don't really care about that guy. We're going to be reviewing some of the Pop Shield Armors. So this is the first time I've ever actually bought the Pop Shield Armors. So this is going to be kind of like a first impression slash review slash testing. So if you saw my last video where I did the protectors, you know, I reviewed the soft protectors from $7 a pop, Vaulted Vinyl, Walmart, and Funko themselves. Not Walmart, Amazon. So after that video, okay, $7 a pop was like, shoot, you know, you kind of liked your video, and they said, have you seen the Pop Shield Armors? And I said, yeah, I've seen them, but I haven't, you know, got any for myself. I haven't been able to test them or buy them yet. They're kind of expensive. They're sold out a lot on their website because they're very, very popular. Just haven't got them yet. Then they said, well, what if we send you some and you test them out? So I'm going to be doing some very rigorous tests to prove if these are crap or as good as everyone says they are. Because everyone says these are the best, you know, hard protectors that you can get on the market today. But I want to prove if these are actually the best possible, or I want to see if they're, you know, kind of bad or what they are. So we're going to be doing 3 rigorous tests today, and we got our test subjects today are the Andy Bernard Target exclusives. So I went to Target, saw a bunch of these Andy Bernard, so I went ahead and picked some of them up, and these will be our testing targets today. So we got 3 tests for you that we're going to be doing. First, we're going to do a shelf test, which means we're going to have a shelf, a simulated shelf. We're going to do a drop from a shelf height. Then we're going to be doing a test, a Amazon or delivery person test. Then we're going to be doing a crush test to see, you know, how much these can kind of take. So stick around and we're going to see what we can do. So we're going to head on over to the first test. First test, we put our Andy Bernard inside the Pop Shield Armor, and we're going to do our first test, which I call the shelf test. Okay, we're going to do a very simple test here. We're going to play like this is a shelf kind of in your house where you have your very high value collectibles on it. So we're going to put the shelf up to about 6 feet. You know, I'm a little over 6 feet, so I'm going to put it up the height. And we're going to simulate like the shelf breaking, shelf falling, or item falling off shelf and see what it looks like. Okay, 3, 2, 1, shelf break. So the first drop, I didn't really see any dents, so we're going to go again. 3, 2, 1, shelf break. Hit on to this green septic spot to simulate a hardwood floor on that time. So let's go ahead and see. So when I hit it, boom, straight on hardwood floor basically. You got this big crack. Okay, let's look at Andy. Okay, Andy is 100% as good as he was from Target when I bought him. Popped off, and you got a big dent on the back. You know, crack right there, and that's about it. So that is the shelf test right there. Okay, so like we saw before, so when I dropped it from about a 6-foot drop onto just like the grass, which I was kind of saying simulates carpet, you know, there was really no dents on this guy whatsoever. Then when I dropped it onto that, you know, little green spot plastic where that's where the septic is, basically that made a gigantic gash. Boom, down it. But it did 100% protect your pop. So we did a realistic situation where you have a high shelf in your house, something happens, shelf breaks. You know, I've had that before. One of my shelves, part of the, you know, comes out of the wall, the screws come out of the wall, and that happens, okay? So, boom. Andy Bernard is still safe. So for test number 2, we're going to do what I said before, the like Amazon delivery test. So I got a, actually, where is it? My Amazon box over here. So I got just a plain Jane Amazon box, and we're going to take another pop protector, and we're going to throw Andy Bernard inside there. So I'm going to get a clean one just so we can have a perfect test. So clean, brand new, no issues. And we're going to take the minty Andy and throw them in there. If Andy wasn't minty, I would have grabbed another one, but Andy is still pretty good. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna throw him inside the box with no protection, and we're gonna seal him up real quick. All right, we got our Andy. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna shake him up, and then we're gonna simulate, you know, what happens when you have a bad delivery driver, or, you know, someone who does not know how to take care of your valuables when they're shipping. So this is where my mailman drops my packages off, or the Amazon guy drops his packages off. So we're gonna simulate if you had a bad delivery driver. Okay, let's see what the damage was on that. Alright, as predicted again, the top came off. Ba-bam, the magnetic top. Then you got a bunch of big dents in the corners right there. Boom. Let's check out our Andy. And you can see Andy is 100% protected. So my lovely wife got some good footage of that last little test. So again, the corners are completely kind of destroyed. Big giant chunks. But Andy is perfectly safe, you know. So my suggestion, my wife kind of said it too, the suggestion was that if you had to ship a very high value pop, like you're shipping something $100, $200, $300 pop, you know, maybe even a Mega Grail $400, $500, like you could definitely ship it inside this guy and you could be pretty dang safe. You saw how much abuse I gave that thing. I threw it against the garage 4 or 5 times, kicked it. So my suggestion, kind of like if you took one of these guys and you took some tape, put the lid on, boom, kind of like that, where there's no way that lid's coming off. That would actually be kind of perfect protection for your Grail in shipping. So these are really, really good. I think, you know, they have hold up to the test, but we're going to see one big Mac Daddy test and see what happens and see how much weight that these guys could actually hold. Well, I don't think it could withstand a car, so that's sad. So as you just saw, you saw one of these guys explode with that car test. I didn't really actually think it was going to work either. I mean, there was always a chance, but we would see. But if you kind of see, Andy is pretty good. There's a couple nicks on him. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a nick kind of on the back right there. Looking at his eyes. There's a couple little tiny nicks on his eyes. Very minuscule. So if you're not an inbox kind of guy, your Andy is pretty dang safe. But boom. Now we're going to do one bonus test, okay? Since the car couldn't handle it, we're going to see, okay, I'm going to put another Andy inside one of these guys, and I'm going to stand on it and see if we can hold up my fat butt. All right, we're going to go ahead. We're going to stand on this guy. So I'm going to pop him down. Then we're going to stand on him. So see if we can hold my weight. Come here. You want to be in the video? Okay. Okay, it started to crack a little bit. I could hear it. That's why I kind of jumped off. I'll stand on it again. Not bad. Let's look at the pop. Started to crack. I hear some cracking. But again, oh, Again, Andy is pretty minty. The protector, you can see there was some cracking on the edge there. The protector started to give away a little bit. So I think if I stood on it for super long, it would crack all the way. So we did 4 tests today. We did the shelf drop test from 6 feet height to see, okay, could it stand, could one of these Pop Shield armors stand up to dropping onto carpet or dropping onto hardwood from a 6-foot tall shelf that either breaks or earthquake or something that knocks it off. Then we went ahead and did our Amazon test, which was our most brutal test, you know, in terms of a realistic test where your mailman or the Amazon delivery driver throws it, doesn't really give a crap, it sloshes around inside the truck, that kind of thing. And then we went to the car, and obviously the car obliterated this thing into a million tiny pieces. And then we did the weight test of just a normal, you know, slightly overweight man and with this dog, and we saw that they could hold up. It held up to it pretty dang good. I don't know if it would have held up me standing on there forever, but it held up pretty good. So like if your, you know, friend or your brother or your wife, husband or whatever accidentally steps on your pop, if it's on the ground, it fell off a shelf and actually steps on it, then you would actually been pretty safe, because I stood on it and it worked out pretty good. So I'm gonna have to give Pop Shield armors, you know, these are grade A, these are awesome, these are great product. They are a little pricey, I'll put the price up, you know, but I mean, for what you're getting the, you know, very thick protector, okay, you know, magnetic locking, extra thick acrylic, you know, displaying for your 4-inch vinyl figures, you know, acid-free acrylic to where you're not gonna get any staining on your Funko Pops. So the magnetic locking is probably the part that's probably the crappiest part, honestly, because as soon as this thing drops, the top comes off. I mean, it's really cool. Like, I think like the magnetic lock is a satisfying feeling. And in the way, I didn't show this off, but the way these things stack, I'll show that, is actually really awesome as well. So that's why they're called, they're really good at stacking. So you take a couple and they kind of interlock on a stack like that. So that's really awesome as well. But at the end of the day, the top part does pop off really easily. So like I said, if you're shipping it inside one of these, I'd probably do some very nice clear tape and put it on there just to be safe. You know, make sure the top doesn't come off. The top came off in every test we did except for me standing on it. So the top coming off is an issue. But other than that, I mean, when the top came off when I dropped it off the shelf, the pop inside wasn't damaged. The top came off when I did my Amazon delivery guide test. The top didn't come off either. So it wasn't really that bad. It was actually really, really good. So I'm going to give these guys an A+, probably the best protectors I've ever used so far. But again, I give these guys an A+. Really good product, really good company. I know they've been under fire a little bit lately for that Mystery Grail stuff, you know, but their owner is super nice, and he'll reach out to you, he'll help you, you know, he'll talk to you about any of your problems, anything you need. You know, I'm not a corporate shill. You know, they just like my video, so they sent me a couple of these and wanted me to review them. But other than that, I mean, really good company. I appreciate them. I appreciate this product. And I appreciate you guys for watching the video. Appreciate you for coming out. We're really close to that 300 mark. We're only a couple away. By the time this video comes out, we might already be past that 300 subscriber mark, and that's really awesome. 3 months of Literally Fresh Pops to get us to 300 subscribers. Really awesome, and I appreciate you guys watching every single video. We're getting there on that road to 500. Like I said before, when we hit 500, we'll do an even bigger mega giveaway than the one we did before. So if you didn't see that video, go look and go find my giveaway video for my 200 subscriber mark. See how cool those prizes were. If we hit 500, prizes are going to be even better. But thank you guys for sticking around to the end of the video and watching me review these Pop Shield armors. And I'll see you guys next time.